Michael Prince Joseph Jackson Jr., the eldest son of Michael Jackson, has always stood out for his private and low-profile lifestyle. In an era where most young adults are deeply connected to social media, Prince is an anomaly. He rarely speaks to the media and avoids oversharing about his personal life online. For someone born into the intense spotlight cast by his father's fame, living a relatively quiet life isn't just a choice. It's a reflection of the way he was raised. Prince has always acknowledged that his upbringing was far from normal. After all, how could it be when your father is the king of pop? From a young age, Prince and his siblings were taught the value of privacy. Their father went to great lengths to protect them from the public eye, including the now famous practice of making them wear masks in public. In an interview with the LA Times, Prince explained that his father's reasoning for this unusual method was simple. He wanted his children to experience life without constantly being recognized. The masks allowed them to go out in public without being hounded by paparazzi or fans. Prince shared that, at the time, he didn't realize how different his life was from other children's. It wasn't until he was older that he understood how much his father's fame had shaped his childhood. Despite growing up in such an unconventional way, Prince has always been grateful for the life his father gave him. He learned early on that fame and fortune come with a price, and that trust is something to be earned, not given lightly. This was a lesson his father drilled into him from a young age. Michael Jackson, who was no stranger to betrayal and scandal, warned his children about the dangers of trusting the wrong people. For Prince, these words of wisdom have stuck with him throughout his life. He's learned to navigate the complexities of fame with caution, choosing to keep his inner circle small and to surround himself with people he trusts. When it comes to his family, Prince has always had a deep respect and love for the women who helped raise him. Though his biological mother, Debbie Rowe, is part of his life, Prince has often spoken about the two women he considers his real mother figures, his grandmother, Katherine Jackson, and his cousin Frances. In his eyes, these two women have been the true maternal influences in his life. Prince describes his relationship with Debbie as more of a friendship, something that works well for both of them. He acknowledges that his entire life has been unconventional, but he wouldn't have it any other way. It's all he's ever known, and he embraces it fully. One of the most challenging moments in Prince's life was dealing with the aftermath of his father's death. Not only did he lose his father at a young age, but he and his siblings were also confronted with the many scandals and allegations that had followed Michael Jackson throughout his career. For years, Prince and his siblings had been shielded from much of the media attention surrounding their father. But after his death, all of that changed. Suddenly, they were bombarded with the details of the accusations and legal battles that had surrounded their father for years. It was a shock to their system, but they quickly learned how to cope. Prince has said that he and his siblings developed a strategy of simply ignoring the negative press and focusing on the positive memories they had of their father. Looking back, Prince appreciates the way his father raised him and the lessons he instilled in him. While many people viewed Michael Jackson as a larger-than-life figure, to Prince, he was just dad. Their bond was built on love, respect, and an understanding that, despite the fame, they were a normal family at heart. Prince has often spoken about the moments he cherishes with his father, whether it was traveling the world together, spending time at Neverland Ranch, or simply having deep conversations about life. Michael Jackson made sure that his children understood the value of hard work, kindness, and humility, lessons that Prince carries with him to this day. As Prince has grown older, he's begun to step out of the shadows of his father's legacy, carving out his own path. He's pursued philanthropic endeavors, focusing on causes that are close to his heart, such as child welfare and education. While he may not be interested in following in his father's musical footsteps, Prince is committed to making a positive impact in the world in his own way. Prince's journey hasn't been without its challenges. Growing up as the son of one of the most recognizable and influential figures in the history of music brought unique pressures and expectations. Michael Jackson's fans are as loyal as they are numerous, and the scrutiny that comes with being part of such an iconic family is unlike anything most people could imagine. The Jackson family's story has been told countless times, with the media often distorting or speculating about their personal lives. For Prince, this constant spotlight has been both a blessing and a curse. One of the hardest things Prince has had to navigate is the public's perception of his father. To the world, Michael Jackson was a pop star, a cultural icon who broke barriers and shaped the music industry. But to Prince, he was simply his dad, the man who made breakfast, who helped with school projects, and who taught valuable life lessons. The duality of Michael Jackson's public and private personas is something Prince has had to grapple with for much of his life. In many ways, he has learned to compartmentalize the two versions of his father, understanding that while the world may have its own view of who Michael Jackson was, his personal memories and experiences are his alone. Prince has also reflected on the way his father protected him and his siblings from the intense media attention. The now infamous mask wearing was one of the more obvious examples of Michael Jackson's attempts to shield his children from public recognition. At the time, it seemed strange to many, but in hindsight, Prince understands the reasoning behind it. Michael Jackson wanted his children to have the freedom to live normal lives, to walk down the street without being mobbed by paparazzi, and to have experiences outside of the bubble of fame. Prince has expressed gratitude for this, saying that it allowed him and his siblings to develop their own identities, apart from their father's overwhelming fame. The transition from childhood to adulthood was not an easy one for Prince. After his father's death, the media turned its attention to the Jackson children, curious about how they would handle life without the protective presence of their father. For Prince, it was a time of immense personal growth. He was suddenly thrust into a world where he had to make decisions about his future, navigate family dynamics, and figure out how to carry on his father's legacy. In interviews, he has spoken about the responsibility he feels to honor his father's memory, but also the importance of forging his own path. Despite the intense scrutiny, Prince has managed to avoid the pitfalls that often accompany celebrity life. He hasn't fallen into the traps of excessive partying, substance abuse, or reckless behavior that have plagued many children of famous figures. Instead, he has remained focused on his education and his philanthropic work. After graduating from Loyola Marymount University in 2019 with a degree in business administration, Prince turned his attention to causes that were close to his heart, such as children's charities and educational initiatives. He has often said that his father's humanitarian work inspired him to give back to the community, and he sees this as one of the most important ways he can honor his father's legacy. In addition to his charitable endeavors, Prince has also dabbled in entertainment, though not in the way people might expect. While he has no desire to follow in his father's footsteps as a performer, he has taken an interest in the behind-the-scenes aspects of the entertainment industry. In 2016, he founded King's Son Productions, a company focused on producing a wide range of media content, including music videos, films, and television shows. The name of the company is, of course, a tribute to his father, who will forever be known as the King of Pop. Through King's Son Productions, Prince has been able to combine his passion for business with his love of storytelling, working on projects that reflect his values and interests. Although Prince has chosen not to pursue a career in music, he has a deep appreciation for his father's artistry. He has spoken about how, as a child, he didn't fully understand the magnitude of his father's fame or the impact of his music on the world. It wasn't until he was older and started to learn more about Michael Jackson's influence on pop culture that he realized just how significant his father's contributions were. In a touching moment, Prince recalled watching videos of his father performing and seeing fans fainting and crying in the audience. It was then that he truly grasped the power of his father's music and the way it connected with people on an emotional level. Despite the challenges of growing up in the Jackson family, Prince has maintained close relationships with his siblings, Paris and Blanquette, now known as Biggie. The three of them have supported each other through the ups and downs of life, and they remain a tight-knit unit. Prince has spoken about the unique bond they share, forged by their shared experiences of growing up under the watchful eye of the public. While each of them has taken a different path in life, Paris has pursued a career in modeling and acting, while Biggie has remained largely out of the spotlight. They all share a deep love for their father and a commitment to keeping his legacy alive. For Prince, keeping his father's legacy alive means more than just preserving Michael Jackson's music. It also means continuing his humanitarian efforts and ensuring that the world remembers the positive impact Michael had on people's lives. Prince has often spoken about how his father's work with charities and his desire to help those in need have inspired him to do the same. Through his various charitable initiatives, Prince hopes to carry on his father's mission of spreading love and kindness to those who need it most. In addition to his charitable work, Prince has also become more comfortable sharing glimpses of his personal life with the public. While he still values his privacy, he has begun to open up more in interviews and on social media, offering fans a window into his world. Whether he's sharing stories about his father, posting about his latest philanthropic projects, or simply reflecting on life, Prince has shown that he's not afraid to be vulnerable and honest with his audience. This authenticity has endeared him to fans, who appreciate his grounded and humble approach to life. One of the most striking things about Prince is his sense of purpose. Despite the immense wealth and fame that comes with being a Jackson, he has remained focused on using his platform for good. He has spoken about how he wants to be remembered not just as Michael Jackson's son, but as someone who made a difference in the world. Whether through his charity work, his production company, or his advocacy for education, Prince is determined to leave his own mark on the world, separate from his father's legacy. As Prince continues to grow and evolve, it's clear that he is charting his own course. While he will always be connected to his father's legacy, he is forging a path that is uniquely his own. He has learned to embrace the duality of being Michael Jackson's son while also carving out his own identity. It's a delicate balance, but one that Prince seems to have mastered with grace and maturity. In many ways, Prince represents the next generation of the Jackson family, a generation that is determined to honor the past while also looking toward the future. He has often spoken about how important it is to him to continue the positive aspects of his father's legacy while also learning from the mistakes of the past. Prince is acutely aware of the pressures and challenges that come with being a Jackson, but he has chosen to face them head-on, with resilience and determination. As he moves forward in life, Prince remains grounded by the values his father instilled in him: kindness, compassion, and a sense of responsibility to the world around him. These are the principles that guide him, whether he's working on a new project through his production company, organizing a charity event, or simply spending time with his family. Ultimately, Prince Jackson is a reflection of his father's legacy in the best possible way. He has taken the lessons Michael Jackson taught him and used them to build a life that is meaningful, purposeful, and true to who he is. And while the world will always see him as the son of the king of pop, Prince is proving that he is much more than that. He is his own person with his own dreams, goals, and aspirations. And as he continues to grow and evolve, there's no doubt that he will make his own lasting impact on the world.